Hello, my friends. It's Min here again from On a Stamp Page. It is time for another 5 minutes in Photoshop. And as I said last week, this month we are sponsored by Graphic Adventures. If you head on over, the link is down in the description box. You will get 50% off of any order that you have. She has got the most darling images and papers. Some of the images are colored in, others are digi stamps. And so I know that you will be able to find something that you will love. All right, let me get into Photoshop real quick. Sorry, my computer's running a little slow. Today, I'm going to be using this darling fox stamp set, and we are going to create a scene with this little girl fox. And so the first thing that I've done is I've created my panel. This is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And it will layer nicely onto a card. And then I've already gone ahead and pre-colored all of my images from the set that I'm going to use. If you want to know how to do some of these coloring effects, I have other videos. But we're going to start with this darling little fox. And what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag it over to our panel. And obviously this is far too large. And so I am going to need to resize this. All right, so now that we've got this darling little girl in place, we are going to start pulling over some elements, and I'm going to start with the largest flower image, and I'm going to resize this, and I think I'm going to keep it in front of our little fox girl just to give some of that green that I'm wanting inside of this beautiful scene. I made the little fox's eyes green, but I want that green to kind of pop. This stamp set is so versatile. It could totally be used for fall, and you could use fall colors. But since we're kind of still at like the end of summer here in Kansas where I live, I wanted to do some like late summertime colors. So I'm going to move these darling flowers right over to the corner, and I'm just going to resize it to where all of them fit onto the panel. And I really like how this looks, and so I'm going to go ahead and click a little arrow or check mark, I mean, to say that I'm done. And now that that's put where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you all these different layers. So the background is the white that I'm working with. My fox is layer 1, and my little flowers are layer 2, and they are on top of layer 1. So you can see that down in the bottom right once this comes up. And I'm adding in the next image behind our little fox girl. So if you look down there at the bottom right, you'll see that layer 3 is underneath layer 1, which shows that it's behind it. And I'm going to add this little image behind her to bring some of that green to the background of this panel. I really love the different images in this set because they work so well together, and they're just so cute. So I'm going to keep resizing this. Now that that's done, I'm going to click my little check mark, and I'm really liking how this is looking. And so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to create a background that I like. But before I do that, I really like these extra leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more green. I told you that I'm really liking this green and I want this image to pop. So I'm just adding in these extra leaves kind of down towards her tail so that there's green kind of surrounding her and giving her that feel that she's a little fox in the forest. So that's why I decided to add in these little leaves, and it'll also just add a little bit more green along with all of the leaves from the flowers. And I am also going to add these behind the flower a little bit more too, to kind of give that a little bit fuller feel. But I really love how this is looking and how it looks like she's a little fox in the middle of some late summer flowers on the forest floor. And so now that I've got that the way that I want it, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to work with the background because I don't want it to just be white. So I'm going to click on my background layer and I'm going to add one on top of it. So it's behind everything else, but it's on top of the background. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to see what it looks like with a gradient fill. And so I'm going to use my arrow to put that gradient in. And I think that's cute, but it's just not what I'm going for. So I'm going to try maybe doing some different colors and we'll see if we like that. So these gradients are just not giving me the look that I want for the background. So I'm going to go over to the little paint bucket and I'm going to choose pattern fill. And so this is one pattern that I already had. It's a pattern paper and I really like the texture, but I don't feel like it goes along with the style of this digital stamp set. So I'm going to go for just some black and white polka dots. And that is perfect. It's super cute. It gives enough interest behind to make it feel like a completed scene, but it also doesn't detract from the super cute image. And so now all I've got to do is put this into Microsoft Word and print it and use it on my card. Thank you so much for stopping by today, friends. I hope that you try this and don't forget to stop by Graphic Adventures. Until next time, hugs and happy crafting. Bye.